You're very welcome back. Now, March is Endometriosis Awareness Month, and our next guest has been very open about her own experience with the condition.
When she's not performing on stage or being nominated for Grammys, she's trying to manage her condition. We're delighted to be joined this morning by RuthAnne Cunningham. RuthAnne, hello, how are you?
How are you? Always lovely to see you.
Always lovely to see you guys.
And every single time we see you, smile on your face, you're blasting out a song, you're unbelievable.
Thank you.
But Lord above, your condition with endometriosis is shocking. So from the age of like 17, 18 to 30, you were on the pill.
Yes.
And everything was fine.
Everything was fine. I had heavy periods before that, but from 17 to 30, I didn't even notice my period really.
And then you came off the pill.
I came off the pill at 30, and that was when I was, 3 to 4 days in bed every month. I was, having the stuff that happens in places it shouldn't. I was in so much pain. I was having to cancel work, and I just was like, I can't live like this. 6 months later, I went back on the pill, and that was when I started having 24-hour-a-day chronic pain and fatigue that I didn't even really think was linked to my period at the time. I just was in so much pain. So I was opening for Hosier, Alanis Morissette, and I was, felt like I was being punched in the stomach. I would be grabbing my ribs. If you've ever seen videos of me online where I look like I'm in pain singing, that's because I was.
I'm not joking. When you're there and you're kind of going like this.
Yeah. And I'd had to end sets early because I was going to faint. I'd fainted in the gym. I was putting on so much weight. No one could understand what was wrong with me. I had blood tests, ultrasounds, MRIs, and every doctor was like, look, you're fine. There's nothing wrong with you. And I was in literally 24-hour-a-day chronic pain every day for about 2 years.
But this is the thing. You went to doctors. You kept going and going, there's something wrong with me. They knew, you knew.
Yeah,
you know yourself. You know there's something wrong with you. And doctors, how were they saying, oh, no, you're fine?
It just was, people did mention, there was one doctor here that mentioned endometriosis, but a lot of doctors, it's hard for them to diagnose. So it's kind of mentioned, and it's kind of like, let's check for everything else, because it's easier to check for everything else. So let's do the scans, let's check for cysts, let's check for everything. And I think with me, what was really puzzling to people was the everyday pain, even not around my cycle.
Yes.
I think that was why it was like, but it was also the feeling of, are you making up in your head? I felt like when I would faint and I'd be sent to the hospital and they would go, you're fine, here's some painkillers. I'd be like, I'm in so much pain. And it was worse around my period. It was more the kind of like feeling like I'm a burden, or I'm making it up, or I'm being a drama queen, when people really didn't understand that at some days I couldn't walk. I couldn't walk upstairs. I would go straight from the bed to stage and I would be back to the bed. My husband saw it, my family saw it. I would scream sometimes in pain.
Were you on painkillers? Were you surviving?
They didn't touch
They didn't do anything.
They didn't touch the pain. And that's how you know it's, they just didn't touch it.
So we've had doctors on here who are kind of going, this is what we're just learning about. We're just learning. We're finally doing research into endo. And doctors are starting to go, this could be endo, rather than it being the very last thing, right?
Absolutely. It is.
It's changing.
There's a lot more awareness. I've been advocating for this since I got the minute I got the diagnosis, and I was in the hospital bed and the surgeon had done a 4-hour wide excision surgery on my bowel, my bladder, my pelvis, and told me that if I'd left this much longer, I would have lost my bowel. I said, I'm shouting it from the rooftops, when he immediately gave me that validation, and I said, I'm never going to stop advocating for this.
You had to go to the UK.
I had to go to the UK.
You went private?
Privately, yeah.
And it was everywhere?
It was on my bladder, bowel and pelvis. So the reason why, this is what a lot of people don't know about endometriosis, it's not just it's not just found on reproductive organs. It can be found anywhere. It's been found in the brain, the lungs, the diaphragm. It can be found anywhere. So it's kind of also educating people that it's not just it can be found anywhere.
Yeah.
It's not just a bad period, And so for me, it was a disease. That was the reason I was having the 24-hour-a-day pain, because it was outside of it wasn't just my cycle that was affecting it. It was everywhere.
You did this amazing on your Instagram and on your page. Like, it's graphic, but it's very powerful.
Thank you. I immediately was like, I need to speak about this. And I had a friend, Gemma, amazing body painter. She painted. I said, she's an endo warrior as well. Let's show people what it looks like visually, because a lot of people, like you said, would see me on stage and go, you sang great, and I'd be like limping off the stage, or really just in a lot of pain, doubled over, and no one understood. And this visual, I was hoping people would look at it and go, oh my God, that's what's going on inside
in your body.
So this tissue that's everywhere, and for anyone who's gone through this or
what is it,
seen,
is it like a tissue?
It's when tissue similar to the lining of the uterus goes and spreads on other parts of the body.
It's everywhere, and it just brings this. Anyone who's seen someone go through it or who has gone through it, you know. It is. Yeah. It's horrific, and thank God they're learning more about it. But endometriosis comes with so many fertility issues. Yeah. And this is something that is very hard for people, and it's something that you've got two gorgeous babies.
By the grace of God, I do, yes.
Yeah.
And it was a journey.
It was, right?
Yes. It was a journey for me.
Look at them.
I know. Look at them. I love them. Every day I'm so blessed. I had, a horrific miscarriage that I've never really spoken about, and I still don't feel ready to fully speak about.
Okay.
But I had a doctor, because I went private. I had a doctor who was like, the minute you get pregnant, they kind of leave you for the 12 weeks. He was like, with your condition, no. I need to help you. I need to give you extra progesterone. And he is the reason I have my
He said
children.
straight away, if you want kids, you got to start.
No, he said the minute you get a positive pregnancy test,
let's go.
I need to help you. There are extra things, and we need to be giving all that treatment available to every woman.
But RuthAnne, this is private. You see, this is the thing.
Yeah, this is private care. And so for me, it was like, without him helping me, the minute I was pregnant, getting me on these extra medications, which everyone needs to talk to with their own doctors about, I wouldn't have my children.
And it is, there's people I know in the Irish system who've they've gotten the progesterone, they've got endometriosis, if there's doctors who are up on it, it's absolutely
amazing. And that
is
the reason why, as well, with fertility, me and my sisters all have endometriosis. We didn't hear the word till we were in our 30s. Yeah. And that's why we need to get diagnosis earlier. But that's the main thing, is earlier diagnosis means that you don't find out when you're just starting to plan your family. You know about it from 17, 18. We need to get it in the schools and go, this is what could happen. And it's not to scare people, but why do we learn about everything else and not about our own bodies?
But why did you know about your sisters? Did you just talk about it?
No, we never talked about it. It was so not talked about back then. Like, my sisters are older than me.
Right.
So I think one of my sisters mentioned it to me briefly, like, oh, I had this thing, endometriosis. And mine was so severe that I think everyone was just like, oh, it can't be anything. It's got to be, what is it? It's food, it's whatever. And then when I went, I kept saying, it's definitely endometriosis. I know it's endometriosis to doctors,
And there's new research out today that shows that women feel under pressure to minimise or silently endure health issues, especially in the workplace. And that's one thing with endo, that, it's all in your head, I shouldn't say anything, I don't want to make... You did, you work with really fancy people. You were nominated for a Grammy for working with Diana Ross, for God's sake.
Yeah, and in that session, I was probably in pain. And there was definitely one session I had where I wrote "Nice to meet you" with Niall, and I
with
remember
Niall Horan.
Niall Horan. Sorry, I didn't mean it like
name dropping,
But we were jumping up and down, and I was literally like, I'm gonna pass now. I was in so much pain, but I can't go into the rooms with artists who are trying to write their music, and I'm trying to be as a songwriter. I can't be in and be like, I'm in so much pain. I have to just get on with it. And women, it's like, get on with it, and you get on with it. And it was a great song.
It was such a happy song.
I know, but sometimes I would do that. I would go in and be like, okay, let's, and you've got to pick up on the vibe in the room, and I'm never going to bring the vibe down. But since then, since having my surgery, since everything, I do now write songs about my pain. I do now go into situations and say, I'm not good today. Like and I have to cancel sometimes.
So that's something that you will do, and I know you're going for a hysterectomy.
Yeah, that's kind of the next. Now, it's really important to say this is not a cure. Endometriosis is not cured by hysterectomy. I have the sister disease to it called adenomyosis, which is when it grows in the muscle wall of the uterus. So it's very important to say that, because I don't want any young girls thinking, oh my God, if I have endometriosis, I have to get a hysterectomy. Yeah. That's my path. I've had my 2 children. I've been living with what I call a demon in my uterus for a long time that, it has ruined my life and my quality of life in a lot of ways. And I've learned to live with it and manage it. And but for me, that is the next step. To get rid of my adenomyosis.
For you.
The endometriosis, I still need another surgery for that. So this is an incurable disease, and that's why it's shameful that we don't have a cause yet, we don't have a cure yet, and we need every resource and funding going into training the surgeons so that they can do the correct surgery, and the gold standard surgery is excision in this country. And also for me and my sisters, now we're educating teens. We're going into schools. We've been doing it for the past 3 years. We started Endo and Me. We go into schools and we educate teens about
Which is amazing.
I know that we've got about 30 seconds, but I know that you've written a song about it. She's going to blast. You're going to do a blast from the...
Well, it's an emotional blast.
Go on, give us an
emotional...
The Way I'm Wired.
This is for anyone suffering. canceled again. I'm a bad friend, got out of bed to get back in again. Oh. And now I'm lying on the cold floor in the bathroom. Painkillers don't work like they used to. Doctors say I'm fine. Must be all in my head, right? I'm alive, but I'm not living. And it's time I just admit it. I'm sorry that I'm sick, I'm oh so tired. Forgive me, it's just the way I'm wired. On the outside, I look fine. Inside, my body, my mind is someone I don't recognize. I swear I'm losing this fight. Sorry that I'm sick all the time, I'm oh so tired. It's just the way I'm wired.
Oh.
Blasting from the car.
I don't know.
What an emotional, beautiful song.
That's for my
Like,
endo-wires or anyone suffering with any chronic illness. That song's for you.
Absolutely amazing.
Thank you
We
so
love what you
much.
do with Irish Women in Harmony as
thank
well.
you
You're
so
lovely
much.
girls, and I know you've got working with Paloma Faith soon. RuthAnne, thanks so much for coming in.
for having
It's great
me.
to see you.
Thanks for talking about a condition that so many are suffering with in this country. It's
Really
really,
well done.
important. what
Thanks a
you're
million,
doing.
RuthAnne.
so much.
And if you want any information, go to virginmedia.ie/helplines.